This is Kenmore 1703. It's the 1703-3. This is a very fancy machine. It takes the C-cams and it does the full set of C-cams with the reverse stitch layer. The C-cam for Kenmore has a single and a double layer cam for either plain decorative straight stitches or stretch style decorative stitches. It's got this lever for releasing the followers, so you push the lever in, pop the cam in place, and then it allows the followers to follow. It also has a built-in cam stack with stretch is the white stitch and orange is the normal stitches. So for regular stitching, it's got a dot for straight zigzag, and then it's got a dial for the length and a dial for the width, and then cam selector, the decorative stitches on the removable C-cams, reverse lever. This has the automatic clutch that we had to, or that I had to clean and rebuild. So when you button wind, pop here and this snaps up and it will drive the button winder, and then when you're, or bobbin winder, and when your bobbin is full and it retracts, you do have to push this button down to re-engage the machine for regular operation. It's a nice front load class 15. And in this door is an actuator lever for all of the accessories like the button holder and things like that. It's got the lovely convertible needle plate that you can just switch around for straight stitch or zigzag without removing the entire plate. It threads like the 1602. A bunch of other machines thread the same way. It's got 2 spool pins, a hook on the back, this passage through the top of the cover, around the tensioner, through the take-up arm, and then it's got dual thread guides for dual needle sewing. It does use a screwdriver to set the needle, and it's got super high shank feet. The other note is when you set it to do cams, because it uses the regular or the stretch stitch cams, you do have to switch this dial from the orange for regular stitching around to the short, medium, long stretch stitch setting to get the full decorative cam effect. If you leave it on the normal sewing, it will only follow the bottom layer of the cam or do the single layer cam simple stitches. These 1703 threads and bobbin winds like the 1813. You pull your thread out and crisscross it around the tension button for bobbin winding. Once you've got your thread on the winder at the bobbin, when you engage the winder, the 1703 has the automatic clutch. The button will pop up to disengage the machine, and when you're done, you will need to disengage the winder and then push the button down to re-engage the machine. For threading the 1703, you will use the same thread path as the 1813. On the back side of this lid, there is a hook behind this lid, and then the thread actually goes through this passageway next to the lid, and that's how it gets across the top of the machine. And then it goes around the tensioner, behind that spring, up over the finger here, and then around our take-up arm, down the front of the machine. And the machine has 2 thread guides for when you are threading, or when you are stitching with 2 threads for double needle sewing, and you'd put 1 thread through each of them. And then there's a guide on the needle bar, and the machine threads from front to back.